Good morning. Here again at Air Sports USA. Richard is becoming our frequent guinea pig for all of our training simulators and ParaTrikes and everything. So this is the training simulator that's a ParaTrike that has a scooter motor attached to it. No prop, no wing back. No prop to kill a wing. No spinning prop that students are often afraid of. And Richard just tested it out for the first time. And tell us a little bit about what happened.
Well, this is a Disney World trip to paramotors. It's so fun, and it takes that whole fear factor out of damaging equipment, damaging a body part, or whatever. And so, yeah, it was awesome. Just the experience. This is kind of like a classroom on wheels is the way I'd put it, just because you can learn so many different aspects of this sport without worrying about getting hurt, and so there's really takes all of that out of the equation, and usually that's the biggest thing pilots have to overcome is just that fear of that prop and just the power and just what can and cannot go wrong. You're not going to get off the ground in this thing, so you feel very secure as you're going along. It's a big enough trike where you feel solid, you feel like you're planted down good, where you can just really focus on just ground handling. And
Which you did amazing. You popped that right up, and you took a wide turn and kept the wing right up.
Tell us, how fast did you get going? Did it feel like it was going to come up at all?
No, it did just a little bit, but once I figured out how fast I needed to be going, you could just kind of hold it right there and just kind of feather it a little bit. Yes, as the wing was coming, turning down and coming down the wind was a little trickier, but it worked out well.
When you did it before in your ParaTrike, was it more intimidating to do that big circle like what you did, where you had more, hey, it'll be okay when you're done here? Or tell me that as you're going wide and making the decision to take that big turn, what was going through your head?
The wind has been switching a little bit. I was just trying to get a beat on where the wind was at first, and when I felt like, well, I've still got this thing going, I think I can make this turn, and then just followed through with it, gave it a little more throttle, kind of leaned into it, and it stayed overhead,
A little less intimidating?
Oh, definitely less intimidating, because that's always it. You don't want your lines to get zapped by your prop, just trying to make a turn if the wind takes a little shift or something. So it was fabulous, man. That was a lot of fun.
So as a teaching tool from students learning from paramotor and switching to ParaTrikes, what do you think this could do for schools worldwide?
To me, it's a no-brainer for everybody involved, because you have this back seat for the trainer that can be sitting there in your world talking into your head, where he's right there with you to help you gain that.
He can steer the nose wheel from the back seat.
Yeah.
He can control the throttle from the back seat, where you can focus on just the wing if you were a student.
Exactly.
Until you get comfortable, and then give it to him in steps from wing control to wing nose control to wing throttle, nose throttle control. Throttle control is the most dangerous part of this in flipping, and throttle control needs to be introduced more, and to all schools. They need to be more about that throttle control in my.
Well, this is the critical part of the whole paramotoring world, is that takeoff, is just getting into making sure you got everything going, because there's a lot of things happening. You're going from standing still to flying, and so there's just that different components that you have to kind of monitor all the time. And so this gives you a good opportunity to kind of get what it feels like and just think about one part of that. And so having an instructor back here that can take any part of those away from you, so you can just focus on the wing, just focus on the throttle, just focus on steering, and kind of getting the understanding. And it's just like riding a bicycle. You just don't hop on a bicycle. You got to learn balance. You got to learn all these different things before you're a good bicycle rider. So that's the thought behind it. And I just think you guys are brilliant for coming up with this, and I hope others pick up on it as well, because I think it's a great, safe tool that really offers a lot of learning opportunities in this sport. So
We appreciate you coming out and
Thank you for
jumping in all our crazy, all Mark's crazy ideas, and you're always willing to jump right in and try them out.
Too, so I always like getting in on this, man.
So we're gonna try it again with a bigger wing, see if we can bring this